that's gonna be the best one yet.
Well, everyone, get psyched because it is officially time for the first race weekend with Project Weekend Racer. I bought this car a few months ago with the intention of doing weekend races with it. And not just any races, economical races. The whole point of this entire Project Weekend Racer is to buy a cheap, depreciated sports car that needs some work, do the bare minimum to it to get it fixed up and ready to run, and then go enter it in some autocross races. If you don't know, autocross is basically the cheapest form of racing that you can do. The race that we're doing in this very episode costs $42 for the entire day, which compared to any other kind of high performance driving on a track, racing, what have you, is unheard of. If you're unfamiliar with autocross, basically it is a time trial style race, one car at a time through a cone course that takes place in a large parking lot. You're racing yourself, but you're also racing other people who are in your class. So this weekend I'm running this car along with my broski from another Moski, Mitchell. You can have two drivers in the same car in the same class, but I'm very excited just to run this car and just see how it does, see how it performs. So I'm gonna take you guys through a typical race weekend, and we'll hopefully be able to tie in some drama of the happenings throughout the day as well. So with that, thank you all so much for tuning in to Fun Ahead TV. Let's get right into it. Well, hello everyone and good morning. It is race day. We are on our way to Killcare Raceway today. We got the trailer loaded up behind us, as you can see. We've got about an hour drive ahead of us. So this will be a very interesting event in that Mitchell has never done autocross before, and I haven't done autocross in about 12 years. And neither of us have raced this car in any capacity whatsoever. So obviously we're kind of just going at it today to just have fun. You know, we're not looking to like set any records here and take home the class championship. No, none of that. We're just looking to get out, have a good time, and just, you know, enjoy this 944 and enjoy being at a weekend racing event. All right, now let's do a quick breakdown of just how an autocross event works. What does the daily schedule look like? Well, basically everyone is divided up into a run group depending on what class you're in, and they will group you kind of according to how many people are in a given class. In our case, on this day, I think there were 79 entries, so they split everybody up into 3 run groups. And what's cool about an autocross event is if you're not driving, they have you actually work the event to help put on the event. Pretty cool. It's kind of like a nice give and take. So you can either choose to be like a corner worker where you're like resetting cones if someone hits them, or you can be like a timer or a flagger, etc., etc. So say your particular run group is driving. You do your first run and then you get back in line in the same staging lane, and basically you just keep rerunning until everyone has done however many runs they're allowed to do for the day.
Alrighty, time to do a quick course overview of our track for the day. Starting out at the starting line, and then you go through a small gate here and then you enter the first slalom over here. This is an optional slalom course, so you can either choose to enter on the right or on the left, and this decision played a huge role as to how your entrance into this corner went, and therefore your entrance into this slalom course. This one decision right here, I think, was pretty make or break as far as a lot of people's times. You'll see that we chose to go on the right side so that we could cut this a little bit short, get down speed a little bit sooner, and be able to get to the left side of the second cone. The second slalom was an option as well, left or right. But if you went to the right of this one, it basically added an additional turn going into this corner. Speaking of the next corner, you have this big sweeping right-hander. This one was pretty critical as well. It was deceiving because while it does look pretty long, you're carrying a lot of speed into that one. It becomes pretty difficult to actually get down on this cone right here and get down into this gate. And then you go into a series of Chicago boxes. Basically, Chicago boxes are just short slaloms. These are way tighter than what you think. It is so easy to clip any one of these 3 cones on the edge of these boxes. And as you can see, they set you up in the opposite direction for the next Chicago box. So this one dumps you out on the bottom side and you need to be on the top side for the next Chicago box, and then you're on the top side when you need to be on the bottom for this last Chicago box. Quite a few fairly challenging obstacles in this course. Very fun, also pretty tight. Let's roll some footage and we'll show you guys what an entire run looks like when you string it all together.
That was better. Yeah. Good luck, Tom Pete.
So you guys just watched our second run, which obviously was pretty early on in the process. We were still very much learning the track and learning the car. But what you're about to see between the second and third run is that we really started to make some big leaps forward as far as thinking about how to improve, where to improve, and just getting used to the car. Check out this third run.
Good. Bro, that's gonna be the best one yet.
So as you just saw, we improved by quite a bit. Each of us improved by about a second. Pretty sweet. So we proceeded to do several more runs. Mitchell and I each decided that after our fifth run, we would not ride with each other anymore to see just how big of a difference having a passenger in this car made. Turns out it was a pretty huge difference, and it improved each of our times by about another second. So with that, here is each of our best runs, the last run. Check it out.
bad, right? Each of us, I would say, improved quite a bit over the 8 runs that we got to do. What's funny though is looking at how different it looks between the GoPro footage from the dash cam versus the car being filmed from the outside. It goes from looking like you're in freaking Need for Speed to just being like, is that guy just casually driving down the road? Here's me driving with Mitchell filming on one of my faster runs, by the way.
All right, everyone. Welcome back to the Two Dudes Sweating in a Trailer podcast.
Two dudes.
It's a working title.
Yes.
We're going to change it immediately. So, Mitchell, first autocross event ever. How'd you feel?
It was really fun. Really, really good time. I felt like we were starting to get comfortable towards about the back half of the runs. Kind of wish we had a lot more.
Yeah.
We could like dial it in a lot more.
Right. Which, speaking of, we had 8 runs, which is kind of unheard of with regards to autocross, but it was awesome. So Mitchell is traditionally a wheel-to-wheel racer guy, all about it. So this is kind of your first like time trial related event.
It's my first time doing anything in a full-bodied car, actually.
That's true. That's
Never
true.
been in a full-size car before.
And what a full-sized car it was.
Yeah, a full-size 944.
And it's all of its stock glory. So speaking of, how'd you feel about the 944?
I think it's really fun. Like I feel like I get to actually drive the car. I mean, obviously you don't have to drive it with like an egg under your loud pedal.
Yeah.
But I think you really get to drive the car and kind of have options in the turns, and it makes it a lot more fun that way.
Totally.
But also balanced. I mean, I guess I thought it would. I mean, sometimes if you enter into a corner right way, it'll push a lot, but I was surprised how easy it was to actually get it to have balance going through the turns.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, even with the super duper stock original 38-year-old suspension, as soft as it is,
And old tires.
and 10-year-old freaking tires, like once you get it settled into a corner, it does the thing pretty well.
It does.
And it's impressive. 944 definitely is an awesome little weekend racer unit for sure. And
heck yeah.
this thing has been sitting for like 10 years, except for like the little bit of driving I've done with it. You drove it yesterday. Other than that, this thing has not been driven really in 10 years. And we just did 16 autocross runs with it today, and it did fantastic.
Heck of a wake-up call.
Yeah, so good morning, 944.
Good morning.
One autocross event done successfully. I'm pretty
In the
psyched
books.
about it. In the books. Yeah, it was kind of nice. We worked like the first run group, and then we ran the second one, and then now the third run group, we're just chilling so we can pack up and go home early. So
Yep.
we can enjoy the rest of our Sunday. But anyway, sorry it's so loud, by the way. There's like a biker rally on the other half of this racetrack, and they're all like rumbling out of here. So a bunch of dudes on bikes next to 2 dudes sweating in a trailer. Anyway, all right, well, autocross number 1 in the books. Success.
You got it.
Well, you guys, the first autocross event is in the books for this car, and this thing absolutely nailed it. Like I said, this thing did 16 runs in a single day, and it's been sitting for the better part of 10 years. That's pretty freaking impressive. That says a lot about the quality of the 944, I would say. So at the end of the day, Mitchell and I did not place particularly well. Unfortunately, we got booted into the street touring class, which is a class that allows for people to do a lot more modifications to their car in terms of suspension and elsewhere. I would have liked to run this car in the street class, which is basically a stock class, and you can do things like tire upgrades and minor suspension upgrades. However, because this thing is over 30 years old, it actually ages out of that class. So we then get booted to a class that allows for more modifications.
Inherently, this very stock, very original suspension 944 and our 10-year-old all-season tires got put into a class that had very fast, very modified cars. Even still, we managed to finish 15th and 17th out of 20 people, so we weren't last. So we were ahead of some cars that were honestly pretty quick and should have done fairly well. But anyway, I'm not trying to make an excuse. That doesn't matter at all. And finally, like I said, we weren't there to win any championships or get on podiums. We just wanted to go out and have fun, and that's exactly what we did. We had an absolute blast just hanging out for the weekend and driving this thing around. It was a great time. And so that is the whole purpose of this project, to let you guys know, A, how autocross events work, to make it less daunting, to just let you know what the process is generally, so that if you were to want to sign up for one of these events, you've got the know-how. And to let you know that you don't need some insane sports car to go do one of these events. You can just run what you brung. Everyone's just there to have fun. The community's awesome. People are just there to have a good time. Obviously, this track was a pretty tight, constricted one with a lot of slalom-esque features, so it'll be very interesting to see how this thing performs on a more open, flowy autocross course, which I think will be this thing's forte, given that this thing has the softest suspension on the planet. It doesn't love the quick transitions in a slalom. It does a very good job when it's locked into a corner, an impressively good job, in fact. Stay tuned for that. We'll see if we can, punch closer to the weight of the cars in our class. Just a note really quickly, I just want to say, yes, this project is truly about budget weekend racer. And this car right here very much is a cheap little sports car that you can go run. Contrary to this car, we did bring a race trailer to the event, but that is 1000% not necessary. We very much could have easily put all of our equipment in this car and driven just the car to the event. However, because I have a trailer, I figured I would use it, and it's just a nice home base to have when you're at such an event. In fact, I would say 80% of the people just drive their cars for the day to an event and set up shop. Get yourself an easy up, you got a nice little pit situation. Thank you so much for tuning in to Fun Ahead TV. If you enjoyed this content, please do me a huge favor and hit that like button. I really appreciate it so much, and it helps out my channel immensely. And please subscribe if you want to see even more stuff with regards to this car or that car or that car. We've always got stuff coming down the pipeline. So thank you all so much for being here today. I appreciate each and every one of you. Yes, you, I'm looking right at you, and I will see you all in the next episode. Thanks.
Just a quick reminder, super high quality Fun Ahead TV merch is available on funaheadtv.com right now. So head on over to funaheadtv.com and get yourself some today. Thank you so much for supporting the channel.
I just want to reiterate, don't be a tire kicker. Go take your sports car out to an event. Seriously, go do it. You won't be sorry you did. Go do it. Are you doing it yet? Are you doing it yet? Are you doing it? Are you doing it?